Sup YouTubers, your girl Survivor here, and I'm on my second day in the hospital with diverticulitis, not to be confused with diverticulosis. So this is my lovely food I'm getting to eat is clear broth, best food ever right now. Some tea. Cranberry juice, orange jello, I don't like orange jello, strawberry jello. It's really the salt and pepper that really bring the soup to life. Let's just try a little tiny bit. So tasty. See how it goes. Nom nom, you can see all the beefy goodness right there. Yum. So good. It was a real pain at home, just screaming and screaming and screaming in pain consistently for the since Monday. The 2 days after chemo I was fine, and then by Monday I noticed I was having a sharp pain in my stomach and not going to the bathroom, which they had said might be a problem, you know, so they just kept giving me stool softener after stool softener after stool softener. Now, I had been diagnosed with the diverticulosis through a CAT scan with all the tests they were doing. But he said, when I called that night, like 2 days ago, in pain, I said, could this have something to do with the diverticulosis? You know, well, any doctor, I guess, woken up in the middle of the night, well, don't be on call if you don't like it, said no and hung up. And then next day, orders me prescriptions for things without telling me that he ordered me the prescriptions for milk of magnesia and senna, and I ended up going and buying them myself. They were covered under my insurance. So that kind of pissed me off right there. You could at least call somebody and tell them what your plans are the next day, instead of just leaving them with that in the air, hey, I just hung up on you, and no, you don't know what you're talking about kind of bullcrap. Because as it turns out, it did have something to do with the diverticulosis, because it had now become infected and was now diverticulitis, which really could have, you know, even up to the day that I finally ended up coming in here, bringing myself in. Well, I didn't bring myself in, I'm sorry. My friend George did. Thank God for him. God, thank God for him. I really don't even know what I'd do without him, because, my God. You really learn a lot about people that you think are your friends when you're in need of them, I'll tell you. You know? Funny how they're always capable of, you know, taking what they need when you're giving it and not giving what you need. You know, when it comes reverse. And George is a friend that, you know, thicker thin friend, and that's good. Because I'm learning a lot about someone who I thought was my friend since I was 15. And that wasn't helping, knowing that she was right downstairs all that time and not even, you know, having a phone for me to call her. When I would eventually be forced to drag myself downstairs to knock on the door and ask her for something, be screamed at for knocking on the door. She's inside, you know, crying, I can't handle this about the cancer, I wish you didn't answer the door. Like, she's crying about my cancer, but while not actually even being kept abreast of the subject or asking about anything. It's just something that she can use to, you know, whoa, pitiful me, I know somebody that has cancer and is suffering, without putting, you know, behind it, I'm not helping them, but look, wow. Yeah, just a real disgraceful sight to see. So, anyway, let's put that aside because it gives me a just really bad feeling when I think about how I had laid up there in my house screaming in pain and never got a phone call or a knock on the door out of the apartment that I had gotten for her, mind you. Just unreal. Unreal. I'll never forget one time I fell and hit my head on my floor. It's almost a year ago. And I couldn't make it to my phone. So I laid on my kitchen floor for a long time thinking, oh, she'll have had to have heard that. And then finally when I could make it to my phone, I called. She said, oh, that was you. I knew I heard a body hit the floor. But I didn't want to bother you. I was in shock. Just one of those sick people that, see, to her, then that would have given her the reason to be going, oh my God, she's hurt. What? Instead of being like, I didn't help her. She's more hurt because of my negligence. No, it's absolutely all about how can I utilize someone else's pain around me in order to make it, a pity party for me. That's how she works and operates. And very grotesque. And you just learn a lot about people in life. And like I said before in one of my videos, you can't believe, the parts of the Bible that you want to believe and then not believe all of them. I mean, you've got to believe that if throughout the Bible they're writing, there's only 144,000 souls that'll be saved. Yeah, minimum number of nice people out there. So it's actually not so hard to believe that good people are so few and far between. It's really easy for me to believe that. I meet an asshole and I think, thank God my seat's reserved. You have just made me certain that my seat is reserved. Because that person, if I see them going up there next to me, I'm going to say, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? That ain't happening. So, I'm sorry. I know some people think that's, this ways of thinking and that ways of thinking, but you can't pick and choose what parts of the Bible you believe. And, basically it's a good book with historical scribes keeping stories of the person that in their time. Like, Maccabees is all about Alexander the Great. He had a historical scribe. Cleopatra, you can find that in there. You can find stories of Ptolemy. So there is some credence to the Bible. So you really can't put off everything as, according to your own agenda. Anyway, I'm rambling on. So I've got another night here in the hospital. My cats should be okay. My dog is staying with my friend. I hope he doesn't get used to it. I do miss the little bugger. And I really don't want to waste my soup and let it get cold. So I'm going to go back to eating. Maybe later on tonight I'll finish my story about the psychic John Holland. I know I never finished my scary Halloween special story. But as it appeared, life had some scarier things in store for me at that moment. Like diverticulosis. Or litis. Diverticulitis is the bad thing. I guess we've all got a bit of diverticulosis. But diverticulitis is when you're in pain, screaming, and your downstairs neighbor ignores you. So, and then throws something at you when you knock on her door. Out of the apartment door that you got for her. I guess somebody needs a new re-education in what friends are supposed to do. Anyway, like I said, thank God for my friend George. If anybody's interested, I want to say thank you to anybody who gave to my GoFundMe page. And as you can see, things have gotten a lot worse. And I could still use anything you could do, even if it's just sharing the page. So I'm going to put the link in the description of this video. And thank you to anybody who has already shared it or donated. I appreciate you. Much love and positivity. I'm glad that I had these times to vent with you. And like Carol Burnett would say, I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh or sing a song. I don't remember the rest of the words, so bye-bye for now. I'll say so long.